Welcome to Simply Home and Harvest. I'm Jen. Welcome if you are new here. And today's video is going to be the first of our cleaning our pantry, cleaning our freezers, cleaning our food storage out. I was hoping to get to this a couple of weeks ago, but my new year has not started like I had planned. Is there anyone else having that problem this year? 2023. Why are you not being nice? But anyway, we're just gonna get back at it. I started the new year under the weather, was sick, ringing in the new year, and then right after that, our house was hit with a stomach bug. And so we are slowly climbing out, but thankfully, we are all feeling a little bit better, and we're just gonna keep pushing forward and hoping for better days ahead. But that means that, you know, we're on into January, and this pantry challenge that I'm really trying hard to be part of is in January and February. Obviously, you can clean out your pantry and organize all year long. I really wanted to get it done in January. So we're gonna start today, and we're going to start by cleaning out our upstairs freezer. Now, don't get scared. Actually, it's not that bad. It's been worse. But there's just a lot of disorganization in here. This one's not nearly as bad as our deep freezer downstairs, but I am going to go ahead and tackle this first. We're going to do an inventory, see what projects we still have in here that we need to can, that we need to preserve. There was a lot of things I didn't get to in the fall, as far as like putting up, I think there's some tomatoes that are in here frozen, some peach pits that I was gonna do something with. So we just kind of need to see what's in here. Oh, I also had vegetable scraps in here. I was gonna make vegetable broth. That never got done. So we're just going to give it a shot today, see what we can get done, and I will take you along. I'm not really this cold when I open the freezer door. It's just that I have been outside, and I don't know if you can see how windy and blustery it is in our area here today. It's like in the 30s, but the wind chill is probably somewhere in the 20s, and the wind is blowing so hard. Gloves are probably a good idea when cleaning out the freezer. This is what I'm gonna do, and I wanted to show you this. I'm also, I don't know if you can see the top. Yeah, you can see the top. I'm also cleaned off the top of our fridge, and I'm just gonna wipe everything down. It always makes me feel better when I'm cleaning the inside of the fridge to go ahead and clean the outside too. So I'm gonna get that wiped down, and then I'm gonna try to find a better option. We have a lot of our like supplements and vitamins. We have a basket that holds like ketchup and sauces that we've had left over from restaurants up there. We've got, I don't know, some other things. The knives stay up there, which I found that's just the best place for them. There's a cabinet up here, and this cabinet is really hard to get to. So in that cabinet, I have like our really good china. And sometimes I pull it out, not very often. I need to pull it out more often. But that's what's up in that cabinet. So it's really hard, can't really see, but I can't even reach that cabinet. So it's really hard to store anything in that cabinet. So I have to store it on top of the fridge. And that poses a problem when, you know, as far as looks, because you can see what's up there. So I want to find a new system where I can maybe get a basket or something that's decorative, that holds everything. It sits on top of the fridge and it looks better. So that's on my list of to-dos. Also, and maybe I can shop our house and find something that we're not using downstairs. I don't know. We'll try that first. But I thought the best thing to do would be to go ahead and take everything off the top of the fridge. I'll leave the knives up there. And take everything out of the freezer. I'm going to put it in freezer bags. These are just my Sam's Club, Aldi grocery bags, but they are insulated inside. And I figured that they will do the trick for no longer than I'm going to have the food out. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all the food out. I did clean out our fridge. We don't have a whole lot in there because I have not cooked. Y'all, it's just, this has been the oddest week. Nobody has felt well. Nobody has felt like eating. We had bread that I had made, sourdough bread that I had made before everybody got sick. We ate that, we just toasted that. I had applesauce in the pantry that we had canned back in the fall. Thank God. So we've been eating that. So applesauce, toast, we had some bananas, we had some, you know, fruit and stuff on hand, but I did not make a meal this week that I can think of. No, I think I did get some chicken nuggets out of the freezer one night and made like a box macaroni and cheese, but oh, I didn't. Okay, I did. We had leftover chicken from last weekend. I did make some quesadillas with it, but as far as my normal cooking, I have not done that. So our refrigerator is pretty much bare. You know, there wasn't a lot to clean out in there. So let's get started. Everything out of the freezer. I have cleaned off the shelves. I took these off, washed them all. I cleaned our drawer here in the bottom. So everything is nice and neat. And honestly, I hate to put anything back in here. It's so clean, but I have got to put all the stuff back in that we're going to use. Now, I am going to really think hard about what I want to go up here and what I want to keep downstairs. So mostly our like everyday food that we use, things that you know, we want to be a quick grab would need to stay up here. So I'm going to show you everything that I've pulled out and we'll go from there. All right, so I'm just gonna give y'all a really quick look because things are starting to thaw out and I've got to get them back in the freezer. But I found lots of what we had put up in the fall, some apple pie filling and some apples that I was gonna use later for apple butter. And then all this stuff back here came off the top of the refrigerator. So that's what I was talking about needing to find a place for. Then we've got broccoli here. We've got the tomato paste. If you didn't see that short, you'll have to go back and watch that, how you can save your tomato paste. Apple peels and cores to do something with. I think we're gonna do like a simple syrup. Vegetable scraps to make vegetable broth, which we're gonna get to. I had some leftover pumpkin rolls that had froze that we made, let's see, when was that? Back in September. And then we've got fruits for our smoothies. Our Color Street nails, we keep those in the freezer, so I gotta put those back in. But this is, I feel like I'm doing a grocery haul, but this is my, we'll call it a freezer inventory haul, I guess. Anyway, but I do need to get all this back in. So it's a lot of meat that was in here, some cookies that we've got that we can have anytime that are ready for us just to pop in the oven. But I have got 2 bags full. A lot of this is meat and vegetables. I realized that I had several bags of this vegetable soup mix, so that's wonderful because I've been wanting to make some vegetable soup. And we've got lots of peppers from the garden. Lots of peppers. Here's some fresh sausage that I had forgot that we had. What else? There's some squash in here. Lots of frozen squash, frozen okra. So just a lot that I didn't even realize we had. That's one good thing when you start pulling your, out things in your freezer and doing inventory, you find that you really have a lot more than you think. Here's some steamed fresh broccoli, which we really don't need because we got plenty of broccoli. But more apple cores and peels. I found some salmon. This is chicken bones for bone broth. There's some ground turkey in there. There's lots of meat down in there. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and get all of this back in the freezer because I don't want it to start to thaw. And then I'll show you what we decide to keep and what moves downstairs and what we decide maybe that we don't want to keep. Oh, these are all ice packs. I don't know if I showed you that. I keep the frozen water bottles for when we harvest lettuce in the spring and summer and fall. And then we have lots of frozen butter. I have frozen butter up here, frozen butter downstairs. I bought it when it was on sale at Aldi. And that is a tip for you. I think I've shared that before, but if you can find butter on sale, buy it up and freeze it. It freezes wonderfully. So I think that's it. All right, I'm gonna get it all back in. Okay, I'm gonna try to go through this rather quickly just to show you what we did end up putting back in the freezer. We've got some frozen whipped topping, and our butter is in the back there. I've also got a bag of grilled chicken, like for salads, that we'll be pulling out next week. That was one thing, is that I was really surprised to see what all we did have on hand that we could go ahead and use for dinner next week. This was, I don't know if I showed you this or not. It was a 2-pound package of ground turkey. I went ahead and cut it in half. And so I'm adding a pound back into the freezer, but 1 pound of this we're gonna have for dinner tonight. I'm gonna make some turkey burgers, and I'm gonna mix that with some ground beef. And we're going to have those on some yeast bread that we made. So we'll have like toast burgers, and then we're also going to cook up some fries. I changed my plans on dinner just based on what the family wanted, but I did find some pork chops in here. There's some like a turkey tenderloin back there, and the fresh sausage. So we'll be having maybe breakfast for dinner next week, some salmon for dinner next week, some turkey tenderloin. These cookies we're going to bake tonight. Alex wanted some cookies, and I thought, after the week we've had, let's have cookies. That sounds like a good idea to me. We've got some leftover biscuits back here, and then some English muffins, so we'll be using those for breakfast next week. And then on this shelf, this is a bag, a really big bag of frozen chicken tenders. We'll be using this in meals in the upcoming weeks. This is another bag of frozen chicken nuggets. We use that quite often for lunches. We've got some sweet potato fries here. And these are probably the fries that we're going to have tonight, because they do cook up really quick, and they're so good in the air fryer. So if you have an Aldi, you should try these fries in the air fryer. They are very close to the McDonald's fries. So if you like McDonald's fries, those are probably my favorite fast food fries, then you'll definitely want to give those a try. And then on this shelf, I've just got the fruits that we use in our smoothies. This bag of blueberries is low, but I have another bag of blueberries downstairs in the freezer, so we'll just replenish it. There's some strawberries back there, and then I went ahead and pulled out some vegetables that we'll use to go with dinner next week. And then on this shelf, this is the project shelf. So in the upcoming weeks, you'll be seeing me do these projects. Lord willing, I'm going to try really hard to get this done. But this is just a chicken carcass. So I saved this so that we could do some bone broth. And that's what we're going to use that for. Y'all hear the freezer dinging because it doesn't like me to leave that door open. And then in here, we've got some vegetable scraps. We're going to turn that into vegetable broth. I've got a bag of vegetable soup mix, which I left this out. I've got 3 bags of these, and I left this out to remind me to make some vegetable soup with this in the next week or 2. I've also got some apples here that we can use to make more apple butter, but I've got to get more canning jars because I believe I am low on those. But these apples will last if I don't get to these until later on in the spring into the summer. They'll be just fine. But that's what that's for. There's some apple pie filling down here that we can just use to make maybe some more of those fried pies in the future if we just need something sweet. So that is the plan for that shelf. And then in here, I'm not going to take the time to go through this, but this is where all of our frozen garden vegetables are. We've got corn, we've got broccoli, we've got peppers, we've got okra, we've got squash. It is jammed full. That is a look at the upstairs freezer, and I'm excited to go ahead and clean this out because my plan is to do some make-ahead freezer meals, and I would love to have enough space to just stack them in here and be able to pull them out on busy nights or when I don't feel like fixing dinner. That is the goal. That has always been the goal. But this year, we're really gonna try hard to reach that goal. To the door, I'll put our nail supplies back up here. And then We've got just some things that there was only a couple in the box, like waffles. I put the tomato paste over here. There's some cinnamon rolls I want to get to this week. So, some frozen bananas. We always keep our frozen bananas here for smoothies, and I knew if I moved them that it would confuse everyone. So we will just leave that there. And then the last little shelf there is our ice packs. So all in all, a successful day, and we are going to get started on our dinner. Well, I'm gonna leave you guys here because I'm gonna go ahead and get these fries in the air fryer. We're just gonna pat out some of that hamburger meat and make some hamburgers, just a simple dinner tonight, because we started a Monopoly game last night about, I don't know, I think it was 8:30. And we called it quits around 11 when everybody was too tired to continue playing, because you know Monopoly. So we've got a Monopoly game to finish, and I'm gonna get the kitchen cleaned up, get dinner going, and I will be back here soon to show you the rest of the organization projects. Hopefully the next thing we're gonna get to is the deep freezer downstairs and do an inventory there. And I'm excited. This is very exciting to clean out everything. I hope you will join me in this venture and start cleaning out your pantry, your freezer, your food storage, using what you have to save money. This is a great way, you know, after the holidays, to try to make your money go a little bit further. And staying out of the grocery store is something that will really help. It's been fun. And Tim and I were talking about it today. He said, I want you to do this every year. I said, I want to do this every year. So this is just the beginning, but I hope that you will continue to join me in this journey. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for your support and your sweet comments. If you really want to support me, I'd love to have you subscribe to my channel. That would mean so much. And hit that like button. But until next time, friends, I hope that you'll remember to live simply, use what you have, and enjoy the moments you've been given. And I'll see you in the next one.